it's Renee here today, and I have another idea for using your shopping bags. I have made these cute little notebooks and I'd like to show you how I did it. So I'm starting with one of these bags today. These are a little half-sized bag that I get with when I get my shopping home delivered. You can use the full size, but I've got plenty of these as well, so I thought we'd use them up. And I'm just going to start by cutting all the corners. So let's also remove the handles. Okay, now that's done, I'm going to take one of these larger sides and use it to cover all the prints on the bag. Alright, so now we've got all the print covered, it's time to do the folding. So I like to work on this side so I can see the bottom of the bag, and I'm using, this particular bag has these sort of segments lined up here, and I'm using that as a bit of a guide. So I'm folding one side in over and back on itself, and same again, like that. Then I'm going to fold one side across like this, and I'm going to fold the other side the other way. It has a sort of natural crease. You might need to fight to get it into the right position, but the right position sort of so everything is central isn't really what you're going for. You just want the mass of everything to be in the middle. It's never going to be perfect. You're always going to have some overhang. But just do your best. We will be trimming off the excess. Just need to find the tool of flattening. Alright, I'm now just going to press all my creases that I've just made down a bit. And so you'll notice now that you've got one longer bit and one shorter bit. And what I recommend doing before folding everything over is on this end, on the shorter bit's end, I want to tie it up ever so slightly so that whichever one is the lowest, you're not out the furthest, that is where I want to kind of trim everything right now. So I'm just going to take my ruler and a blade, and I'm just going to trim it all down roughly. Doesn't matter if it's pretty or messy, this bit's going to be covered. I just wanted it to be so that when I fold this over, I'm going to fold this piece back over like this. And I wanted it to fold over so that it's covering every page, because this is how we're going to bind it through this part. And I don't want to miss any pages. Now I quite like this uneven look, and I'm going to leave that on here. So I won't trim that part off, unless you get all those cool rough edges from the bag. Right, so next I'm just going to grab a pencil, and I'm going to mark probably about 1.5 centimeters in from each side, roughly. Right, the next part, you're going to need a hammer and a nail. I can only find a small nail, which I probably lost again because it's a small nail. Small nail. And what you do, you might have a tool that you can use that will go through this thickness, but my normal binding poking tool or a needle is not going through this thickness. So I bash the nail so it's through part of the book, and then I turn it over and I'm just hitting the notebook until my nail comes through. I'm going to wiggle it a lot because I want this hole to be bigger, and if I'd had a bigger nail I would have used a bigger nail, because I want a hole when the nail's pulled out to be at least this big, which is, let's measure, probably about 3 mil. That's what you're looking for. It's just so it makes it easier when you're threading the twine through. Wiggle, wiggle. Okay, so now we have a large hole. Now I'm going to be putting some of this twine through and tying it, so I'll cut off a section of this. Of course it's wrapped itself around everything on my desk now. And an easier way to thread it through your holes is if you take a glue stick, wipe it on one end, because this stuff, you know, frays out when you're trying to push it through a hole, but this kind of just sticks it all together for a moment. And I'm going to push it through one of the holes, like that, and back through the other one. Now if you're finding it a struggle to push it through from this side, because you bash the hole through this way and it's got all the little paper flaring out on this side, I could just put a skewer in and give it a bit of a poke to widen it just a tad on this side as well, and then push through. There we go. So now we have our strings through. Just going to tie it once and then tie it the other way to lock the knot, like that. And I might even throw a little bit of glue under this layer just to hold this down a little bit as well. Not like huge glue, because I like the whole rough looking cardboard. I don't want it to be completely dimensionless. Just enough to make it stay. Alright, so now we've done that part, we are going to cut the bottom and the sides. So lining that up, and the blade, right, so that's opened the bottom, but a lot of our pages aren't open, they're still joined together, so now we'll do the sides as well. So I'm going to come in, as I can see this page is up here, so I've got to come in at least that far to open them all. Like this. Not leaning against my rule with the blade. That's better. And same on the other side. let's make sure we actually got all the pages. So that's one. This one I didn't get, so rather than cut it in deeper, I'm going to use a nail file, or you could use a letter opener or edge of your scissors, and I'm just going to tear that like you would an envelope. So it's that one. Now this side also hasn't opened properly on this side, so I'm going to do the same on this one. This one's one of the base of the bag, so this one might need to be started with some scissors to get the tear started. It's one of those fluffy, triangular, weird spots. Might just do this one with the scissors because it's being difficult. Like that. There's another one. Sometimes you have absolutely none. Sometimes every other page requires being opened. It's getting tough at that point. I think that's where we've been covering the print as well. Alright, so now I'm happy with the inside. I need to do just a little decoration on the front, I suppose. And I've got a bunch of this leftover cardboard from these cat food boxes that I get. And I love this stuff because it's corrugated. And I can pull one layer off and get a cool look. Most of the time. Just that really rough corrugated look. And I'm going to trim it slightly. First I'll take it off this way. I feel like I just need to square it up a bit. Definitely not straight. Okay, so might pop that down on there. As well as glue stick on this one, I'm going to use some art glitter glue for that extra hold. Pop that down like that. And I might pop something else on it. I found some Dragonfly paper earlier. Thought maybe putting a bit of that on. Let's cut it out a bit and see how it looks. This into a bow, but what I might do is just shimmy it. over to the side like that. So I've got a bit of a tie. I can tie beads on it or just leave it dangling. And then we have a cute little notebook which matches the journals we made the other week. And I could use the rest of this paper to put little decorations inside because it matches the colour. I think that's fairly cute. So that's all there is to that. I did make a couple of other ones. Yeah, for our other ones. And in this one I ended up using tissue paper to cover the print, which I thought could be a good idea to try. But in the end I decided just to stick with the plain paper because whilst I do like the tissue paper, it covers the writing places too much for a notebook for my liking. Well, that's it for those today. Very, very simple, very fast, and a great way to use up your shopping bags. I hope you have a try at making one yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!